Hi guys, I'm Dana, and I'm here to talk to you about how to take and make the photographs you want in 3 easy steps. I'm going to try to make this as easy as possible for you guys. The reason I want to talk to you about photography is because I am a creative. I'm a graphic designer and photographer coming along on this trip. I deal a lot with visuals every day. If it's advertisements, if it's putting the right photograph in a publication, and we're just so inundated with so much media around us that I think it's really important to take a minute and kind of reflect on who you are and what you're putting out into the world, and hopefully I can help you capture that. So let's get started. This quote is from one lovely remote named Twee. She says, "I take a photo and I realize it doesn't capture the feeling of the moment." Okay, I've been hearing this complaint a lot, and I also have this struggle, so let's work through it. How to take and make the photographs you want in 3 easy steps. The steps are: decide on your content, set up your shot, and then edit your photograph. Pretty easy, right? Well, maybe. So when deciding on your content, have you ever been in a group of people, especially on remote year, where you all roll up to this beautiful Hassan Tower and everybody's taking the same photo and you feel like you have to post it for your mom, but you really don't care and you're kind of interested in that cat over there and it's hot and you're just like watching people walk by and talking, and that's okay. Follow what you're interested in. You don't have to post the photo that everybody else is posting. Believe me, the more variety that happens on this trip, the more we really love interacting with. We want to see your voice come through your content. So I'm encouraging you guys to figure out what you love to take photos of. Is it strangers on the street? Is it flat lay foods? Is it horizons, doorways? And really, what do you want to communicate through these images? Who are you? Why are you here? What is your voice? Where are you coming from? Review, okay, so this is actually a really cool process, and I know everyone's going to want to take out their phones, but maybe at the end of this, I challenge you guys to review all the photos you've been taking and figure out your themes. What do you focus on? Is it the food? Is it the friendships? Is it the beautiful archways? Okay. If you're not sure what your focus should be, again, look at the photos you're already taking. What are you naturally drawn to? On Instagram, and this is something that a lot of us get sucked into, I think, when we're in this cult of oversharing, if we're in this cult of, oh man, like, I want to be featured, or I want everybody to see how cool this experience is. The most popular Instagrammers in this day and age always show a cohesive story. Either it's color, either it's subject, either it's content. But you all know when you look at that photo, you can recognize who's taking that photo. And that's really the beauty of photography. That's really the beauty of your own voice and your own point of view. And each and every single one of you has that point of view, has that voice, has that unique perspective. And I want to challenge you guys to build that up on this year and in your daily lives. So here are 2 people who are very different. One is a girl who travels all over the world with her, I think it's her fiance, and she has a very muted color palette. There's always a person in it. She has 630,000 followers on Instagram. Must be right, or must be nice, right? And then over here we have a woman named Kristen. And I actually like Kristen's feed a lot because she is a mom. She has 2 kids. She has a cat. She has a dog. She has a guitar and a husband, and she just posts stuff on Instagram. But because she has such a unique voice and such a unique color palette to her, whenever I see it come up, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Kristen. I wonder what she's doing today. And that's how you can really utilize photography to connect with your audience. I want to know what Chris Gibbons is doing on the internet. And I'm going to see, oh yeah, like this is this beautiful, I knew he was in the Sahara this weekend. Here's a camel. I'm excited. That's Chris. And having that immediate recognition of your photographs is actually really important when you're building your visual brand and when you're trying to put that out into the world. So Here's another couple. You don't need to be, white sand beaches. You can be really interesting angles and really saturated colors. You can be really contrasty and vibrant and gritty. You can really just pick whatever you're feeling and run with it. And that I want to teach you guys how to do. So now what? I know kind of what I like to take photos of. How do I stay consistent? Consistency is hard, guys. We're changing countries monthly. We're not always going to get that cat eating that awesome fish on the side of the road. We're not always going to find that archway. And it's a process. Picking and sticking with a single visual style will really produce a more powerful and cohesive body of work. But that doesn't mean that's all you have to post. If you want to, that's just one way that certain people decide, okay, well, this isn't, my white sand beaches and my saturated colors, so I'm gonna refrain. But if you want to share it and if you're excited to share it, that is the most important part of photography, I think. So, number 2, setting up your shot. This can kind of be hard if, you're in a big group and Phil is over there, taking photos of the Hassan Tower and his hand's in your way. Turn away. Take a moment. Take a step back. Just shake it out. Look around. Why are you there in the first place? What are you excited to see? Why are you at this exact moment, at this exact point in time? What is it you want to feel? And what is it you want to share? So, a few simple, easy questions you can ask yourself is, where's the light coming from? Okay, it's falling really nicely over Elka and Immaculate and Zeke over here. Maybe it's a good, portrait. Oh, it's really dark, but there's this one illuminated light and there's a duck walking through it. Maybe that would be really nice. Just play. Photography is mostly about playing until you find what feels good for you. So besides where's the light coming from and what does the scene feel like, what do you notice going on? How can you show that to other people? And then don't be afraid to get really, really close and up in your face and then really, really far away. Because what if, okay, everybody has the Hassan Tower, and it's all from that angle, but you're 60 yards back, and you're looking at all the little people running around, and there's a donkey on the street right next to you, and it's, coming in, and looks like it's eating something, It's interesting to reframe your mind and reframe your shot, and just kind of go from there. So the subject may be different each time, but showing it through your own creative lens and your own voice is what's most powerful. I want to know what would make someone say, oh, that's Elka's photograph. That's Gianna's photograph. That's Jose's photograph. I want to know that. I want you guys to develop your own feel and your own kind of visual language. Because that's really what it is. It's a photograph. They say a photograph is worth 1,000 words, but it's worth even more if I can look at it and I don't even need to know who, I don't need the byline. I can say, okay, this is totally Rick's photograph. It's got bright saturation. He's in Portugal. It's a pink street. I know what you like. All right. So, highlighting some remotes. A few of them are not here tonight, so I hope it's okay. I stole from their Instagram. This guy, you can kind of see he likes the spirals, he likes the arches, he likes the horizons. There's also a selfie in there that was not taken by him. So in looking back over your content, look at the themes. And it might not be, totally present. You might not think, okay, well, I obviously really like arches. But maybe sit down with a friend, your accountability buddy, the person that you're trying to, hang out with a little bit more. Go on a remote date and just be like, hey, would you edit my content? Would you look through and tell me what I'm not seeing? Because sometimes that is the hardest thing, is identifying what your voice is. Super easy looking at somebody else and being like, saturation, dude. But I can't look at my stuff and go, oh, well, what do I do? I take pictures of everything. I have no idea. So I might reach out to one of you guys to help me out. Secondly, okay, so this girl, she's awesome. She's a great photographer. And I actually bring up this point because it doesn't need to be a visual subject. It doesn't have to be all cats all the time. What Minji is doing, which is really cool, is that she posts something horizontal followed by something vertical every single time. And it's beautiful. And it's something that it doesn't matter if it's, a picture of a popsicle or a really, really cute kid on a side trip. But it's what Minji has decided is her project this year, and it's really great. And it may change, but for now, we're all really loving it. And then Ryan, who is not in the crowd right now. Sorry, Ryan. I actually highlighted this because looking back through his stuff was really cool. You could see two themes emerging, and to me, they were like the complete opposite of what I would be going after. But he's looking at architectural details interspersed with people. And I was like, how cool, dude. You got your subjects down, and that's all he posts, and it's awesome. So, growing your visual style can be a challenge, it can be empowering, and it can just give you something to do. It can be like, okay, well, next time I'm at the Hassan Tower before I leave, I'm going to make sure I get an architecture detail, and then I get a person. And that's kind of what I'm going to do next. Okay, so find a way to show the world stuff that you and only you can capture. You're on this trip for a reason. You are the only person going every single place that you are going this year. Yeah, everybody else is doing it too, in this 60 people. But that doesn't mean that they're taking the side trips. They're tasting the food. They're seeing the light. They're waking up early to catch a train and, just barely making it on and walking in and being greeted by, this wonderful Moroccan family who's like, hey, you want some dates and some cookies? Because we just sat down and we're being really, really friendly. Like, document the things around you to show everybody else what a magical journey you're going on this year. It's wonderful. Okay. Oh, yeah. So these are a few things. And it doesn't matter if it's silly. And it doesn't matter if it's a cat eating a fish. And I am so happy that I pulled out my phone and just documented. This might not mean anything to anybody else, but the people and the experiences that you can look back on in your portfolio of work, in your body of imagery, will make you feel something. And in turn, other people will notice. So going back to Twee, I take a photo and I realize it doesn't capture the feeling of the moment. So you figured out your feeling, right? Everybody's kind of like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna go catch things. I'm gonna go take every picture ever. It's kind of hard sometimes. Edit your photograph. Never underestimate the power of editing. And it's also fine not to edit at all. Every rule is meant to be broken, but we'll talk about editing right now. Remember, a camera is just a tool. It is not as good as our eyes. It is not interpreting the world through the lens of feeling, emotion, and experience that you guys have right here, right now, in all of you. So bring back that feeling of the moment through editing if you have to. So, example. Here I am at the Hassan Tower. Everybody's kind of crowding around taking this picture, and I was like, I turn and I see this door. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in Morocco. Look at that door. Oh my gosh, this looks awesome. And I walk up to it and I take this beautiful photograph, and I'm just feeling it's hot. Everything is glowing. It's beautiful out there. I want to show everybody. I get home, I get this. I'm like, well, shoot, that looks nothing like how I was feeling. So I edited it a little bit. Cropped in, brightened it up, changed the color. There it is. That was what I was seeing and I was feeling in the moment. And using editing as a tool to help you show that to all of the people that are looking in on your life from all over the world is a great thing. So a photograph isn't perfect on the first shot. Sometimes it is, and those you never edit. You just say, oh my gosh, perfect moment, look at this light, look at this, it's awesome. Just roll with it. You don't have to edit everything. But many professionals, all the advertising we see these days, professionals farm out their images. They pay other people to edit them. They're brightened, they're cropped, people are made skinnier, people are made, more angular. It happens. And that's why photography is such a creative medium. I'm giving you guys permission to play. Play with it. See what happens. See if you like it. If you don't, it's just one photo or 5 photos. Try something new. Try new subjects every week. Try new colors every week. Try new shapes every week. It'd be great, right? So editing can help bring back a lot of that magic and that power into your own visual voice. Plus, you're showing people cool stuff. We're going around the world. Like, who wouldn't want that opportunity? And then there's the just slap a filter on it. You can totally do this. The Valencia filter was made for Valencia, Spain. It's amazing when you find that one. But you don't have to go all in. Play a little bit. Adjust some orientation. Make it a little brighter. Make it a little more contrast. You don't have to just go all in and think, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Okay, this looks great. There's just color. I don't even know what that looks like anymore. There's just color. Let's put it up on the internet. It's great. Don't be afraid to use small adjustments. So actually, this photo I took off the internet. I Googled too much Instagram filter. And this is a wonderful photograph, but it's also an interesting one because what I would focus on is this amazing skyline in the middle that you can't see. The filter has totally washed it out. But then when I was thinking about critiquing this, I was sitting here and I was like, man, look at those clouds. Those look awesome. So it's really all about what you want to show. Pick the one thing you want to show and use editing to help that. And of course, never underestimate this power of small adjustments to transform your photographs. A little brightening, little color correction, little close cropping, a little adjustment. It's fine, but I'm just bringing people a little bit closer into the scene. I just want them to see, oh, that beautiful green against that beautiful blue. Everything was super saturated that day. That was my choice as an artist, as a creative. And that can be your choice. So, to reiterate, figure out the way you want your audience to feel and where you want to transport them to, and edit to show them that feeling. That's all you gotta do. Okay. So, a few editing resources. I say your phone is probably your best camera because it's the camera you're going to have on you all the time. All the time. You're never without your phone, especially in Morocco. You got to call a Kareem. You got to WhatsApp somebody. You got to turn around and take a picture of that really cute kitten. All the time. There are a bunch of really great editing resources. There's a Color Story, VSCO, Afterlight, Whiteogram, MuseCam, Instagram, lens distortions. I could go on. I just Googled this and probably 50 of them came up. At any point in time, I've used all of these for different things. Go in, play around. What feels good to you? It's not a scary thing. Just open it up, brighten, move things around. Decide on a color. What are you feeling that day? Are you feeling blue? Go out and take a blue picture. Go out and make a blue picture. And then to wrap it all up, I wanted to just say a few common myths about photography. One is that I have to have a nice camera to take nice photos. No, you don't. You just gotta figure out how you want people to feel, and how you want to make them feel. And make it happen through editing, setting up the shot, what your subject is. Second is, I have to have a camera to take a photo. I just dispelled this myth. You don't. You have your phone. That's fine. That's almost better. The iPhone photos right now are amazing. And then the third is bad lighting means I won't be able to take good photos. Work within your constraints. Work within your challenges. What is it that's getting in your way so much of this photo you want to take? Okay, well, maybe it's shadow. Maybe it looks really cool to have someone backlit and you don't know who they are and they have a really cool profile. You're welcome. And remember, all rules are meant to be broken. Thank you.